Hi everyone, it's Kute here. There's so much talk of December the 21st, 2012. That day is finally here. Finally, here it is, 2012, December the 21st, where everything's going to shift. The world is going to come to an end. All these doomsday predictions, the world's going to come to an end. Are you ready for the world to come to an end? You may as well do whatever you want to do, because the world's going to come to an end in the next day or so. Well, the world may come to an end as we know it if you are also willing to co-create and participate to shift certain things within yourself at this time in human history where old paradigms are collapsing, old ways of thinking, old ways of being, old ways of relating, old ways of doing things are kind of falling apart. There's a certain vibrational field, a certain energetic, astrologically, that's coming together at this particular point, let's say on the 21st, that creates a certain opening for things to move, a new shift in possibility, like stepping from one border to another border, a new opening and in a new age. But I say that nothing will really change out there. Nothing is going to really change unless we change our own universe inside of ourselves, because ultimately the universe is the macro of the micro, a mirror manifestation of the state of our own universe inside of our own being. The state of our own selves inside. And if we want peace out there, if we want to stop war out there, if we want to end the pollution out there, we must start by ending the war in the mind. The war of self-hatred, self-terrorizing, self-loathing within ourselves, the pollution of the thoughts and the beliefs and the stories that we may have held on to and attached to for a sense of identification. December the 21st, the question is often being asked, where will you be? Where are you going to be on December the 21st? Will you be in, Egypt? Will you be in Bali? Will you be in the Mayan ruins in Chichen Itza? Will you be in Guatemala? Where are you going to be on December the 21st? And as great as it is, as important as it is to be aligned in a place, I say, where will you be? Not where, but where will you? The key question, you. The key word, you. Where will you be on December the 21st? Not just December the 21st, but for sake of conversation, where will you be on December the 21st? Because it's not just about being in a place or a space or a temple or a location. But where will you be in your own consciousness, within your own heart space, within your own self? Will you be rested in love consciousness? Will you be rested in compassion? Will you be rested in truth? Will you be rested in the truth of who you are? Will you be rested in oneness? Because as you rest and know and see the truth of who you are, really, which is pure beingness, which is consciousness, which is infinity itself, then no place, space, continent, time, location, temple, physical structure can hold where you are. That essentially at that space, as you recognize and realize the truth of who you really are beyond the form, then on December the 21st, you won't necessarily be anywhere. You won't necessarily be anywhere, but essentially you will be infinitely everywhere simultaneously. Everything and nothing simultaneously. So where will you be? You'll be everywhere, because you are everything and you are everywhere. There are no boundaries to who you really are. So I believe that the opportunity right now that's available for us during this time is the reawakening, the recognition, the remembrance of our true self. Beyond the condition, face and race and religion and body and color and name and form. Your being is beyond the face. Your being is beyond the race. Your being is beyond the story. It's infinite. Transcends all of that. In fact, your body and being is simply happening inside of you. So during this time, what stories, what illusions, what identities, what identifications Is it time to move beyond? Is it time to let go of? Is it time to surrender? Where will you be on December the 21st? You know, I remember being in Varanasi and watching the bodies burn, and for hours I'd watch the bodies burn. They'd throw the ashes into the Ganges in this holy ritual that had been going on for thousands of years. And as I watched the bodies burn, it became evident that we cannot simply be this body. This body dissolves, but there's some living presence, a living something that is living us all simultaneously, that we're all arising from that one pulse, that one heartbeat, that oneness. Are we just this body? See, if you lost your memory completely and it was gone forever, and someone walked in the room, in your hospital room, and said, sorry, but your memory's completely gone forever, it's just gone, it will never come back, what would you do? And they tell you your name, but instead of telling you your correct name, they say something like your name is Hubert, or your name is Samantha Jane. You know, if your name's Samantha Jane, then translate it into another name. But they say your name's, you know, something other than it is. What would you say? I mean, in that moment, being in the hospital room and you lost your memory completely, what would you say being told that your name is something else and you're from this place and this state and this? What would you say? In that moment, you couldn't really say very much. You wouldn't really know. You wouldn't really know what to say or what not to say. It kind of would be like, okay, I guess so. So where did the you that you were so sure about, where did that you that maybe you've become so sure about and have an identity about and a story about and a whole bunch of, you know, behaviors based on that story and memory and identity, where did you go? Where did the you that you've been living and have been so sure about, where did that you go? So my question becomes, what can you know for sure? In that hospital room, my friends, what could you know for sure? They've told you who your name is and they've told you all these things about you. You've been told that. But what could you know for sure in that moment? Without being told, without reading, without conditioning, what could you know for sure? In that moment, you'd look around. You wouldn't quite know who you were. You'd look around and you might simply be able to say, I am. You know, I am who or what? You couldn't really say, but I am. The sense of awareness of I am. I am here, I am there, I am John, I am Susie, but I am. Simple. I am. And in that space of not knowing who you are, in that state of not knowing who you are, is a great freedom. We've often been so conditioned to know who you are, know who you are, know who you are, and know that. But on this day, where astrologically things are aligning on December the 21st, I invite you to not know who you are, to not know who you think you are, to not know, so that you can find out. And you can open to a bigger infinity of your own being. Are you willing to not know who you are today?